She's becoming more cheap than him. And I know them both. But the whole point is, I don't know if this is good or maybe he downloaded the whole system. I don't know. This is a syncing together, or he has succeeded to download the whole system? By the way, the idea of downloading, sometimes it works, but it will leave the other person who has been downloaded on the other system completely bitter, angry, resentful, hating his life. And that's why you see people are on a volcano stage. They are, you can't just wipe their other personality down. This is not the role. Did Christ wipe the personalities of the 12 disciples? Christ himself, he didn't. He accepted each one as is. Peter stayed Peter, John stayed John, James stayed James. They become closer to God, but each one in his own way, in his own personality, his own terms. It's a delusion to, you know what, I will download my system, and this when really things get entangled. I had a question here.
No, but maybe when she did this, so she can be able to manage her life and just stay without any arguments.
I'm not going into details of why really she did this, but I'm just saying that it is two scenarios. Yeah, but this is a download of a system, because she compromised completely and she said, you know what, let you rule. This is a proof of the download, maybe. My point is, if you want really healthy marriage, let each one be their own selves. Let each one grow. Let each one support. Let each one inspire, encourage, help the other to grow and move forward in their life. But if it is a mindset of, you know what, I will download the Windows on the Mac and I will dominate, it's unfortunately it is not working. So the second talk, did you have a break? No, I mean in the recording. So the second talk won't be late in your day of the wedding. Because I know if I will leave in 15 minutes, and I will go running all the way, and they will be coming, we got stuck, and my hairs, and the flowers, and it is a rainy day. This is a very important topic in marriage. Let each one of you look not only for his own interest, but also for the interest of others. If you want to put one Bible verse that summarizes the whole marriage, this will be this Bible verse, Philippians 2:4. Let each of you look not only of his own interest or her own interest, but also for the interest of others, or for the interest of your spouse to be. لا ينظر كل واحد إلى ما هو لنفسه بل كل واحد إلى ما هو للآخر أيضا. When they did, I don't think that we'll have time for all of this, but we will go directly to the most common emotional need. I need in the same paper in 2 minutes, exactly 2 minutes. No flights and no life jackets after this. So those are the 10 most common emotional needs for a human being. Okay? The 10 most common emotional needs for a human being: admiration, positivity, support, affection, kindness, conversation, talking together, domestic support, help me out with this please, family commitment, we are going to go to the birthday of your grandpa because I really love your family and I will never miss this opportunity, paying the bills, financial support, honesty and openness, clarity, physical attractiveness, recreational companionship. So the husband is walking into the Christmas party with his wife and he is full of joy because he is very proud of his wife getting into this party and showing how much beautiful his wife is. Recreational companionship, I will go with you to this Lakers games, I will watch with you this soccer game, we will watch Real Madrid and Barcelona, they are playing soon, and I will drop this appointment and we will go together or we will watch together, recreational companionship, sexual fulfillment. I think doesn't need explanation. Dr. Yossi Armanis will explain it if you don't know. So rank the top 2 for you. This is a book, by the way, by Harley, and I don't remember the last name, but they did this research. They put thousands of men and women in different rooms. They asked them, they gave them the questionnaire. It is much deeper than this. For the sake of the time, this is at least. And they asked them, okay, rank 1. Give me 1 or 2 things that is most really important for you in your life. We used to have a whiteboard here. I don't know where is it, but I will try to. So guess what was the number 1 for women? Can the men say? Number 1, just guess. Number 1 for the women. Affection. Number 2, okay.
Domestic support.
Domestic support, okay. Affection is right, domestic support is not. It is important. Financial support, no. Family commitment, no. I'm asking the men.
Honesty.
Honesty, no. Look, if there is no honesty, there is no marriage. I mean, let's put it this way.
Conversation.
Conversation, talking. Number 1 was compassion or affection. Number 2 was talking, communication. The number 1 for men, this is easy, no brainer. Sexual fulfillment. Okay, number 2 for men. Financial support. Okay. No, it is not financial support.
8.
Physical attractiveness, no. Family commitment, no. 9, no. Admiration. Admiration / peace. That through the so it is positive. Thank you so much. I highly appreciate what you do. It makes a big difference. Your help to me in this and this and this, and also part of the admiration part in the deep discussion of it is peace. That the man is seeking peaceful environment in the home. So let me show you one thing.
Wouldn't respect make it up there?
Where is respect?
No, like did it make it up there in admiration as well?
Yeah, if you cannot not. I mean, it's part of respect as well. It's part of respect as well. But let me tell you what's happening here. So just for the sake of the example. So for him, and this is for her, for him is sexual fulfillment. Are you there? Number 2 was admiration and mainly peace. Peace, admiration. You may be different, but when they asked, this was 90%, 80 to 90% of the people. Here was number 1 is affection, al-hinniya. He is kind. He is hugging her in a kind way, not a sexual way. He is soft with her. He is listening. Number 2 is conversation. Many times, many ladies told me this. He is gone for the week. He is traveling all over the place. I text him, he doesn't reply. I call him, he doesn't. He goes to the voicemail. I tell him, just when you land, just give me anything that you are okay, everything is fine. Yeah, I'm busy, I was busy, I didn't mean it, you know how much I love you. He disappears for a day or 2. He comes 2 in the morning, and he never replied all my text. So what happened here in conversation? Are you there? It's gone. He is coming, what is the first thing that he having in mind? He misses his wife, and he wants to be intimate with her. Tries to wake her up. She's telling him, I'm tired, you came safely, okay, good night. No sexual fulfillment. The second day, the frustration will build up. Will he be kind with her? He is not kind. Will she create peace in the house? Are you there? You see how things is getting entangled? Definitely not. Oh boy. Now we are running empty. Empty on the level of affection, empty on the level of conversation, empty on the level of sexual fulfillment and the peace and admiration. This is a ticking bomb. This is when affair starts. I'm living miserable, this is not fair, and the devil or one of your friends. You deserve better. I told you a long time ago, this is not fair. Why you are doing this to yourself? Go find a better man or a better wife to respect you at least. And we go in this cycle that is endless. And the brilliant idea is get out of this, then the physical, sexual fulfillment will go for porn, or depend on the value system of the man, or whatever he is choosing to do. Conversation, I will speak with my co-workers, my neighbor, my high school friend that I haven't seen and he just connected with me on Facebook. All of this are real life stories. He is so nice, he is so funny, he is listening to me. The secretary is, you look great, doctor, today. And once the doctor is stepping in the home, complaints. Do you know what really shaped the night? So the first 30 seconds in the day, this is research is saying this, is shaping how the night will look like. So Adam is returning back and Eve is waiting for him. And Eve, hello, I'm very tired. Take the kids. This is the first interaction. It's completely different than a smile, hug. For the first 30 seconds, it determines how the night will look like. So if we are aware of this, we respond in a completely different, at least even if you are very angry, very upset, boiling from within, but those first 30 seconds, make them as much as positive as it can be, as much as compassion, smiling, hugging, and kissing, and then we can go with all the rest of the issues afterwards. So the ticking bomb is no sexual fulfillment because he is not communicating with her. Then he is frustrated, she is not feeling any affection, then she is complaining and putting him down and embarrassing him, and there is no peace, and then we get entangled and we cannot get out. What you can do to change this? How you can break this cycle?
Be selfless.
Be selfless, doing what?
Someone has to compromise.
Yeah, compromising, anyone will compromise, will break the cycle. If when he said, you know what, I want to be intimate with you at this night, and she said, you know what, I will do it for your sake, though I don't feel it. He will, in the second day, will be more affectionate. There is conversation. Her love bank is filled. She will create peace. Things will go completely different. If he just checked with her during the day and comforted her and told her how she is doing and how he is doing, and he was nice and communicating and caring and supportive and praying for her, and they were praying together, then her love bank is filled. She is more peaceful, she is more appreciative, she is more there for him, he is more sexually fulfilled, he is more affectionate with her, and it doesn't go down the drain. So the problem is we can spend the whole retreat. This is a whole book in this, but I'm sorry for the sake of the time. The most common emotional needs, this is it. Usually there's one or two, and you will feel loved. I think this we can end here with this. On a scale from 1 to 10, how full is your love tank? Do you know what is a love tank? Think of the gas tank. If it is half full, 50, 30% full, 100% full, how full is your love tank? And by the way, if your love tank or your first need is sexual fulfillment, and in the time of engagement, staying pure, then the sexual fulfillment is not happening. Purity paves the way for intimacy. Purity paves the way for intimacy. If a man is pushing his fiancée to go all the way in the time of engagement, will you trust this man when he is going overseas for 6 months with no communication? Or you will trust more someone who told you not even a kiss? I will honor you, I will respect you, I will keep you my princess till God will give us the day of our marriage, the gift of sex, and we will be together, we will be one. Whom you are going to trust more? Are you there? It's very, very important to be aware of this. A couple that one of the Abunas also sent me, it was one of the toughest couples that I have ever seen. I couldn't bring them in one room together. Get in? She is in, he's up. He is up, he's up. No way. Married for 20 years. Does anything good happen? No. Anything good you recall? No. No way. The honeymoon. Don't tell me about the honeymoon. Oh boy. It was okay. So there is time in your life that you said, you know what, we are going to get married. That's why you are married. Independently, in different rooms, both said, when I asked them about the premarital time, they both looked down and they said, yes, there was a time that we were together. And we said, okay, we are going to pursue this marriage. So I told them, why you look very down, very shameful, very guilty. And they said, because we bypassed all the boundaries and we became physically intimate and we felt that we were stuck. And they kept stuck for 20 years. Look, this is one of my take-home messages for you. This is the feelings. This is the feeling. Okay. This is the feeling, and this is the brain, the mind. When the feeling is stable, the mind is. Are you there? When the feeling is stable, the mind is stable, and you make sound decisions. You have clarity. You are sure enough. You are wise. You make right choices. When the feeling is up, the mind is, and you start making dumb decisions. How many people lost their job because their husband, their bosses told them, you know what, this is ridiculous. How dare you tell me this? This is my resignation. Or they broke up and he wants to give her a lesson, so he get married in 3 months. All of these are stories. He hurt her feelings, so she wiped out his bank account. He took her off the health insurance, so she said, you know what, I will make you pay for this mistake all your life, and she divorced him. It's a feeling that is taking over. Whether this feeling is anger, whether this feeling is frustration, jealousy, lust. And unfortunately in that couple, the feeling was lustful sin that took over. The flesh, the voice of the flesh was high. So unfortunately what happened? The mind is no longer there, and we keep doing big, big mistakes in life. I beg you, I beg you, I beg you. keep the feeling under control. I'm not saying feelings is bad. The feeling is one of the most precious things that we are created, that God has gifted us with. But when feelings is in control, the mind is in control, and you make much easier, better choices. When the feeling is up, the mind goes down. An advice, okay, a confession. I will tell you a confession and I will end. One day I was upset from something happened. I was extremely, very, very angry. And I said, you know what? This is it. I will shoot this email to this person, and I will write to them all the mistakes that they have done to me since 2000 till 2019, in the last 90, and I have a record of everything, and I recall when they did this and they did that and they did that. I was extremely losing it. I learned when you are emotional, the mind is not there. So I said, I will put it in an email. But the rule number one is, don't put the send to in the email, because you can press send by mistake, or a phone call will come or whatever, and you'll find the email, oh, it's gone. So don't put anything in the to send to. Then I put the title, and I poured 4 paragraphs of anger and frustration. I was extremely upset. And I said, you know what, this is my mark, 48 hours. Don't touch this email. Okay, now it is Saturday 2:20, Sunday 2:20 p.m. No, don't touch. Monday 2:20, yes, this is now you are off the hook. You can read the email, or you can reassess. 48 hours, I returned back to the email, and the first paragraph, oh, it's too harsh, delete. Second paragraph, too much, delete. Third paragraph, fourth paragraph, and I left only one sentence in the whole very, very hot, angry email. And I said, you know what, it's even better to delete the whole email, and I forgive the person, and I moved on. Don't make emotional decisions, whether purchasing, whether marriage, whether losing a career, or suing a person, or sleep on it. How many hours? 48 hours. And after 48 hours, if it is still there, then deal with it with more cautious, deal with it with more praying, and consult with people and say, you know what, I left it 48 hours as Abuna told me, but I still feel that things is not working out. So may God, my prayer for each one of you, that keep God first. He is the cornerstone. Don't ever, as a builder of the new home, reject the cornerstone, because unfortunately everything else will be falling apart. Remember that when you see as God sees, you will do what He said. When you see how God is seeing things, when you see the risk of divorce, the odds is 1, 2, and 3 in Southern California. And just praying together and reading in the scripture together, that now you have the house built on the rock. It's a completely different mindset. When you keep the commandment of God to wipe out all the negative belief system that you are not going to succeed, you are not going to excel, this is a marriage, this is a failure, you are not worth the love of anyone, and you download the commandment of God, you can do it. Call upon me in the day of your trouble, and I will deliver you, and you will glorify me. When you return back to the scripture, put that God first in your life. Check on the value system that both of you are having, and really, if you were, you want to give your family a gift, you have a group of values that you say, you know what, this is the value of our family to come. With God's grace, this is what we really value, this is what we really hope for. It will make many decisions, many interactions, and many things much easier. And last but not least, when you keep in mind to fulfill, she can fulfill the needs of her. We cannot fulfill our needs by our own, because this is our needs. So when she has the mindset of fulfilling his needs in the right time, I'm not saying to be sexually active before marriage, when she fulfills his needs and he is fulfilling her needs, this is one of an affair-proof relationship, because you don't need anything. But when you are running on an empty tank, and there is something outside of this empty tank is offered to you, even if it is cheap, even if it is sinful, even if it is. Usually when you are on the empty tank, the feeling is up. Because you are angry, you are bitter, you are frustrated, and the mind is down, and we start choosing things that is not honoring God, to whom is the glory forever.